Hey everyone, welcome. It's that time of week where I'm a couple days late for that time of week where I come on here and I pull some oracle cards for you and we see what your weekly messages are. So this week I am going to be using the Urban Crow Oracle. It's a 54 deck and guidebook. I'm actually going to be doing a quick card pull reveal of this deck on my YouTube channel as well, just so you guys can see the amazing artwork on each card. And I know sometimes you reach out asking me what they look like with the rest of the deck. So I'll be doing that. Now, for this week's messages, what I want you to do is the usual. I want you to pick a number 1, 2, or 3, whatever resonates with you. And if it's all of them, great. And if it's none of them, that's great too. So let's get to it. Okay, so if you picked number 1, I do love this card. It's such a great reminder for all of us, and it's balance. And what Spirit's coming in and reminding me is there's always time, and maybe they're doing it because I did not take time today to or this week to have balance, but at the end of the week, I finally did find that, right? So what is it that you're going to do to put everything back in balance? You know, sometimes life just takes over and something has to give. So for me, it was doing my Wednesday card pull, right? I had to have that balance in my life. I couldn't burn the candle at both ends. So what is it that you've been feeling slightly out of balance with and you're giving maybe too much energy to maybe one thing? Is it work? Is it relationships? Is it home life? Often it's home life we tend to put on the back burner, but you never know. Maybe you're giving too much effort to family and situations around family. So I want you to think about that and then really come back to center and say, okay, what can I do to bring balance back into my life? What can I do so that I have every amount of energy given to where I really need and want to give the energy, not to where I sort of have to. That's a big key with balance. We want to make sure there's equal amount of joy in there as there is our day-to-day duties. Okay, so if you chose number 1, I'm going to leave that with you. Now, number 2 is a very interesting card for me that you guys got. You got Scavenge. And when I say to Spirit, could you explain this one a little bit further? What they're talking about is I really feel for those of you who chose this card, you've been having to make the best of the resources available to you. And Spirit really wants to come in and remind you that that's a skill, right? In those times of sort of rain, snow, sun, we do what works best in those. And so you've had to do that for a while. You've had to sort of make do with what you have. And it's that skill set that you have to appreciate and not look at from a place of lack. Look at it from a place of ingenuity. Look at it from a place of how smart you are, that you can make different ends meet. You can make different things come together that you originally thought maybe wouldn't work in a particular situation or relationship. So I want you to think about that and then pat yourself on the back, because sometimes it's hard when we feel we're constantly having to make do or make things work. But when you flip it on its head and you say, you know what? I got that. I'm amazing. Look at how I managed to get this and this come together. And it's perfect, right? So I'm going to leave that with you if you chose number 2 for Scavenge. Now, if you chose number 3, this is also an interesting card. For those of you, you might have some grief that you've been dealing with recently. And grief doesn't always necessarily come with the losing of someone we love or something we love. It can very much be involved and attached to things like we grieve the loss of a job, we grieve the loss of a friendship, even though those people are still around us. It's the actual change. And it's such an abrupt change in most cases where we grieve deeply. Um, and Spirit's coming in as a reminder right now and just saying, you know what, it's okay. The most important part of whatever change has happened for you, significant change that you may feel loss or grief, is to feel the feelings. right? Lean into those feelings. What is it that do you need to cry? Do you need to laugh? Is it the loss of something that you actually wanted to be gone? Is it a better thing? Could it be a negative relationship that wasn't very positive? And so, hey, you can still grieve it. You can mourn the change in it and then move on, knowing that you're moving towards a better future, right? If it is a physical loss, my condolences. And I do want you to know that this, time does heal. It starts as simple as a second at a time, a moment at a time. It works to a minute, an hour, a day, a week. So keep processing, keep feeling the feelings, and know that you're not alone, right? There's lots of people out there that you can talk to and reach out to for support. And that's important for anyone, for any of you that are going through anything right now. It just serves as a good reminder that you're surrounded by good people and good community. So do reach out if you need that shoulder or someone to listen to, hold space for you. Okay. So I'm going to leave those readings with you for this week. As always, thanks for listening. Throw your comments below. I love interacting with you guys, and have a fantastic remainder of your weekend.